Ever since the game was announced in December 2024, fans have been divided into two sides. One group was super excited while the other one remained skeptical. The reason for being skeptical was that the game was almost identical to the first game, and many felt it should have been released as a DLC expansion pack rather than a standalone game. Even though the first Hinokami Chronicles was released almost 4 years ago, it raises the question, was it worth waiting so long, and did this game improve compared to the first one, and is it worthy being called a sequel? In this video review, I'll answer that question. If you know me, you already know that I like to talk about main menus in games, because in my opinion they are actually pretty important. Compared to the Hinokami Chronicles 1, the main menu in this game has definitely improved, though it's not a drastic change, but it's better than before. Obviously, it's not the same level as the main menu you see in the games like Naruto Storm series, Sparking Zero, or My Hero Justice series, but it's still a nice step up from the first game. Instead of just having character renders on the screen, now we get these beautiful arts, and instead of scrolling up and down, you swipe left and right, which gives the main menu a unique feel. This game comes with a few different modes: story mode, versus mode, online matches, the Path of Demon Slayer mode, and training paths. Plus there's an extra menu which I'll talk about later on. Let's start with the story mode. Honestly, Hinokami Chronicles 2 has improved a lot compared to the first game, and that's saying something because the first game already had a solid story mode. First of all, they have fixed characters' movement. In the first game, you couldn't really run, jump, or climb buildings. It felt super limited, but now you can actually do all of that, and the free roam feels much better. Second, the side missions. This is a huge step up from the first game. I wouldn't even call them side missions in the first place in Hinokami Chronicles 1. All you did really was to talk someone and boom, the quest was done. At least at the end of each chapter, they gave us special missions where you fought demons with the Slayer of your choice, and some of them were kinda challenging. But now side missions actually feel like a real content. You have to spar with other Slayers to complete these side quests or help others to collect some information, materials, and so on. It's a huge step up compared to the first game. The story mode covers 3 major arcs: the Entertainment District arc, the Swordsmith Village arc, and the Hashira Training arc. From the start to finish, everything is done absolutely amazing. The game is fully 3D animated, meaning we don't see any slideshows like in the past anime games, not including Bleach Rebirth of Souls, though the animation is easily 100 times better. The soundtrack in this game is also excellent, plus they're also using anime's original music for important moments, which really makes you feel like you're watching the anime, enhances your experience. Literally everything is executed very well. But of course, it's not perfect. There are some things I didn't like it or expected a bit more from story mode. Starting with boss fights, honestly I thought we will get a lot more, but unfortunately we did not. The boss fights were a bit underwhelming. Most of them follow the same concept, just with different moves. Exception is Gyutaro's and Gyu's boss fight. It's sad because in the past Cyber Connect 2 created amazing boss fights for Naruto Storm series. Every single fight felt unique, longer, and even more epic than in the anime itself. Maybe Aniplex didn't want the fights to deviate too much from the main source material, the manga. But some fights like Muichiro vs Gyoko had original moments, so it's hard to say whose decision that was. Some fights, for example Nezuko vs Daki, Genya vs Aizetsu, or Tanjiro vs Hashira's exception is obviously Gyu, are executed very poorly. They're just ordinary fights, nothing more. I wish they had included some short quick time events to make these battles more memorable. Speaking of quick time events, they are more easily to perform now, and even if you complete all of them, you literally get nothing. In comparison, in the first game, if you executed all these quick time events correctly, you at least received a secret factor. It was such a nice addition. I don't know why they decided to cut out this option in the sequel. It's such a bummer. hard, to be honest with you. At the end of the day, I still think story mode is very well done. It gives you a unique experience that only CyberConnect 2 can deliver. With all my heart, I know CyberConnect 2 can do even better if they have enough time, budget, and obviously if they allow to change some fights like they did in Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm games. Versus mode. Versus mode includes versus player, versus CPU, training mode, match settings, and endurance match. I believe most of these are pretty self-explanatory. In versus player you play against friends or family locally, versus CPU against the AI. In the training mode you can practice combos, max out your special meter, HP, assist, and more. Match settings lets you adjust difficulty, time, and rounds. It's a little bit weird that they have put in separate option. I wish you could just change all of these directly from the character select menu like in old days. And lastly, endurance match. It's basically a survival mode. You can survive a certain number of matches to unlock stages, characters, and other stuff. Now, let's talk about the gameplay. And if you play the first game, you are already familiar how will the second game play. But if not, I'll explain the most important parts. In Demon Slayer, there are 3 types of characters. Slayers. These characters can team up with another Slayers, meaning you can choose up to 2 characters and switch between them. Demons. Most demons play solo, with exceptions now being Dagi with Gyutaro and Susanoo with Yaiba, who are pre-selected pairs and play more like Slayers. The rest of demons fight alone, but they have 2 extra skills and the ability to regenerate their HP. Only demons can do this. Solo players. These include Yushiro with Damayo, Tengen's wives, and Yoruichi with Kotetsu. They fight as a team, but you cannot switch between them. In that sense, they are similar to demon characters, except they don't regenerate your HP when using Surge and Boost mode. Every character has 3 skills. Exceptions are solo demons, they have 5, and Slayers who play solos, who have 2 extra bars of skills. Your goal is to combine all these skills to create a combo that deals the most amount of damage. However, the game includes a combo meter to prevent infinite combos. There are 3 types of combo meters: red, yellow, and blue. Red is the shortest, while the blue is the longest. On top of that, the game also features damage scaling, meaning the longer your combo goes, the less damage it will deal. Compared to the first game, the sequel has made and added quite few changes. I talk about some of these in my older Demon Slayer videos, but here are the biggest updates. Match format. Battles are now best of 2 rounds instead of 3. Ultimate gauge. The maximum level is now 2 instead of 3. Heavy attack. A fully charged heavy attack consumes a skill gauge and also dashes forward to the opponent. Character switching. You can now switch characters for free while just moving or standing still. Perfect parry. A successful perfect parry now starts a yellow combo meter instead of blue one. Plus you can also parry projectiles attacks. Perfect parry during a combo. You can even perfect parry during a combo, but it costs a skill gauge. Controls change. Some controls have been adjusted, like the input for parry and heavy attack. Character balancing. Every character has been reworked. Some got buffs, some got nerfs, but overall they feel more balanced and play much better than before. New mechanics and features in Demon Slayer 2. Now in Demon Slayer 2 you can select which ultimate do you want to use. Dual ultimate arts. Some characters now even have team ultimates, which is really an awesome addition. Majority of team ultimates are literally a fan service. Switch combo. If you run a team as a Slayers or Demons, you can now press L1 and R1 to activate a switch combo. This resets the combo timer by 25% at the cost of your support gauge. Meaning, if you use 2 times, you can expand your combos by 50% to inflict more damage and add creativity to your combos. Team finishers. When Demons fight as a team, like Dagi and Gyutaro, they have a unique combo finisher while in the boost or surge mode. It's really unfortunate only 2 set of characters have this unique finisher. I really hope that other Slayers, maybe in the future in the 3rd game, will have something similar if they have a team ultimate. With all these changes, the gameplay feels much better and more rewarding than in the 1st game. If you just spam moves, you will get punished quickly, so you need to play smart. Manage your gauges carefully and make the most of your resources. Even though I really like the new changes and new additions in the gameplay, I have a small issue with the current gen consoles. I'm talking about PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X. The majority of time the gameplay runs at 60 FPS. But if you use Ultimate, Dual Ultimate, Surge Animation and Victory Screen, at these moments the game runs at 30 FPS for some reason. On PC, however, this issue doesn't exist at all. Everything runs smoothly at full 60 FPS. Thanks to Sega for providing the PC code, because that's how I was able to notice the difference between 2 platforms. Now let's talk about the little menu that I mentioned earlier. In this menu you can access Gear, a brand new feature in Demon Slayer 2, as well as Mastery, Archives, Slayer ID, Kimetsu shop points, tutorials and options. Gears are basically items that automatically activate during a fight when certain conditions are met for specific gear. For example, if you receive a certain amount of damage, your defense will increase for a short time. You can also choose gears that make your boost last longer and so on. You can equip gears based on 3 levels. The higher the level, the fewer gears you can equip. The maximum number of gears you can equip at once is 3. There are also 3 types of gears: for Slayers, for demons, and for the story mode only. Mastery. If you played Naruto Storm Connections, you probably already know what Mastery is. If not, it's a system that encourages you to play with different characters, level them up and unlock their ultimates, costumes, outfits, profile photos, and quotes, all for free. If you don't want to level up characters to unlock costumes and other rewards, you can simply buy everything from the Kimetsu shop using in-game currency. Archives. Archives is basically your collection mode where you can check all the items that you have unlocked or purchased. Slayer ID. Your Slayer ID is your online profile. You can change your photo, frame, quotes, titles, and even add decoration to make your ID look unique and stand out. Tutorials and options. Pretty self-explanatory, no extra information needed in my opinion. Online match mode. In online mode we have ranked matches, casual matches, group matches, ranking and sometimes birthday events. The netcode in this game is hit or miss for me. At the beginning it wasn't good at all, I had frequent lag and sometimes the game would crash for no reason. Apparently this happened because of a grab bug. If you landed a grab, the game would crash. Thankfully after a few days they have patched this issue and online started working normally most of the time. That being said, the netcode wasn't great. Based on my experience, it often felt like I'm playing a slideshow, but I did have a few matches with good connection as well. The funny thing is, on console, on PS5, I actually had more connection issues than on PC. I'm not sure why, but a few days ago on PS5 I received a patch, and after this patch the connection was more stable than before and I actually enjoyed playing online. In the Path of Demon Slayer mode, you revisit the most important moments of the previous game. Tanjiro recalls his past fights, and by completing all these battles, you receive a reward. I wish it had an actual boss fights, not just normally fights, but they also included the cutscenes from the previous game, so I make it slide this time. Plus, you can switch between difficulties, and the hard mode is actually kinda challenging to receive an S rank. And the last mode is Training Paths, a returning mode from the first game but much improved. In this version you train with the Hashras only. You can choose the difficulty. Higher the difficulty, the stronger the CPU is. At first you have to face other opponents. Along the way you will receive optional objectives like finish the match with ultimate, activate the surge mode, or win with at least 60% of HP, and etc. These objectives are not mandatory, but completing them rewards you with gear gear which can be equipped to make your training path easier. The gear you collect is limited. You can only use it if you have it. Different opponents give you different gear, and some of them even reward you with a key which unlocks a sealed box containing collectibles such as system voice, stamps, and other stuff. Some tiles have boxes with collectibles, while others contain green tea, quote unquote, which restore your health. Since your HP carries over from previous battle, green tea can be really valuable. Once you reach the end of the path, you face a Hashira. If you win, they will reward you with items. Demon Slayer The Hinokami Chronicles 2 is such an improvement over its predecessor. It offers a great story mode, as I mentioned before, better and more balanced gameplay, and amazing new mechanics like switch mechanic and dual ultimates. The turning path mode has been improved, and most importantly, from day one you have tournaments, ranked matches, and the ability to invite your friends, unlike other anime games that we had previously. Obviously the game isn't perfect. Like I said in the story mode section, I wish they had kept the secret factors when defeating bosses and made the boss battles more engaging overall. I also wish the game constantly ran at 60 FPS on consoles and more stable netcode, and maybe including a few more demon characters. I understand and know that some of these are just nitpicks, but that's genuinely how I feel. At the end of the day, it's an amazing content-packed game, and in my honest opinion, it deserves to be a called a worthy sequel and not quote-unquote an expansion pack. I'm giving this game a solid 8.5 out of 10. If this game ran at 60 FPS on consoles all the time and other small nitpicks that I had, I would easily rate it 9 out of 10. And that's my review of Demon Slayer The Hinokami Chronicles 2. I absolutely recommend this game to everyone, especially for Demon Slayer fans. In my opinion, you won't be disappointed. Hopefully you enjoyed watching this review. If yes, please like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye.